in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Earlier today, placed special goodwill telephone calls to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Manneh Weah, as well as eminent national leaders Benedict Wilfred Ure and Alexander Benedict Cummings. I also reached out to the Liberia Council of Churches and the National Muslim Council of Liberia, as well as the chairman of the National Council of Chiefs and Elders of Liberia. This is our own way of forging the spirit of unification and inclusion, assuring all that our doors remain open for any meaningful engagement that will help our hands in nation building. As we commemorate this important day, let us recommit to the principles of national unity, patriotism, and collective progress. Let each do our part wherever we are and in whatever we do to build a Liberia that is peaceful, equitable, and prosperous for all. May God bless us all, and may He continue to bless and save the Republic of Liberia. Earlier today,
the judge ascribed unto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, does not have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So today, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt we compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections. It's left with the wisdom of the judge. The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to what? Exonerate yourself. These officials are prohibited by law not to defend themselves. And what is the law? The National Security and Reform Act, Intelligence Act of 2011 says, as long as they are alive until 20 years, even if they go for trial and they take the witness and to testify about how they expended the money, when they come outside, the NSA will arrest them also, because they have breached national security intelligence operation.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Assad is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to. Be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Grateful to God Almighty. We thank Him. We appreciate Him for everything He has done and continue to do for us. Despite our imperfections, iniquity, sins, transgression, He never turned His back on us, but He keeps watch over us day and night, and He provides for us. Not only that, He protects us. We are grateful to God Almighty. We will always exalt His holy name because it is the only name that is worth exalting. He is good. He is faithful. He is kind. He kept watch over us. So it is another day. It is called Monday in the Republic of Liberia. Monday, the 21st day in the reign of Judah Christopher. Today is Monday, as usual. We gave out money and we expect from you the King Support Basket. As you see on your screen, you've been supportive. We appreciate it. And you want to be more supportive, which we appreciate. Thank you so much. May you continue to do. Never give up. The Bible says, never stop doing good. For in the fullness of time, God does good in return. So keep helping us. The numbers are on your screen: 0555-885-885. The local number 0777-017-885. Whatever you can drop in the basket, we will appreciate it. Thank you so much. You have done well and you continue to do. 4,000 we giving out today. The King's Cash giveaway. 4,000. Dial *79 and *24 hatch. Just $200, not 200, but $1, Liberian dollar, just $1, Liberty, and then you also play with 70 cents US, and then you can have your 4K on a Monday. Very good day. If you can't get the 4K, well, then it's up to you. But it is for today, Monday, 4K, 4,000 for just $1 or 70 cents. Nevet Pivot from Morovia, Jonathan Cole, Shoe Factory, Gardnersville, Abeningo Batsy, Kessley Boulevard, Gardnersville, Mary Tooley, New Georgia Estate, Dwight, my dear Southeastern sister, Minnesota. Hope that you are faring well. Joe Boy, Rehab Junction, Matilda Stevens. Yes, it was good. My weekend was good. Yes, thank you for the concern, Matilda Stevens. Ramsey PF, Samokai, Congo Town 540, Lincoln Campbell, Nimba County, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Community, Princess Favor, Miniam, Venetia's Bar, New Cruton, Claude de Port, Patience Wisner, Lynch Street, Moravian, opposite the Ministry of Public Works, Joanne Mamalu, from your business center on Gully Street, right behind Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, Voice of Abandoned District in Bonn County, Kakata City, Old Pa Hammond, Dolostown, Magibi County, Sophie Blamo, Richard K. Camus, Abraham Krumau, the Keke Man, Paris Slobot, New Jersey, the United States, Stephen Yakadi, Tody District, 2, Lower Magibi County, Darlington Barclay, Nima County, Fatu Sharif, George Oneway, Johnsonville, James Moyala, Dinah Dennett, Manhattan, New York City, Gete, Visual Media Incorporated, Henry T. Toll, Caldwell, your residents. Good. And the names are just running down. Time is of the essence. Today is the 21st day. Liberia's Independence Week. Yes. So what we've got on our plate, Liberia is 178 years old on Saturday. One of the oldest African countries under Ethiopia that gained its independence in 980 BC. Liberia got its independence 1847. South Africa, 1910 Egypt, 1922 Libya, 1951 Sudan, 1956 Tunisia, 1956 Morocco, 1956 Ghana, 1957 Guinea, 1958 Nigeria, 1960 and Sierra Leone, 1961. Liberia, apart from Ethiopia, the oldest of all African countries, one of, yes, the oldest. Liberia is under Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a Bible Day country. Liberia is not a Bible Day country. Ethiopia is a Bible Day country. That's why the actual date of their existence is dated back to biblical days, 980 BC. 980 BC. They are mentioned in the Bible, one of the lands in the Bible, Ethiopia. Liberia will be 178 on Saturday. One of the events, one of the events leading to Saturday's commemoration took place on Sunday, called intercessory service at the Trinity Cathedral on Broad Street in Monrovia. And that church is presided over by Bishop Jim Seeley. The church is presided over, or Jim Seeley is the bishop who is presiding over Trinity Cathedral. And he did extremely well with his sermon. He couldn't have delivered such a sermon at such a time. Hold on, please. Bishop Seeley did extremely well. He took Boakai by surprise. Boakai, he created an imbalance for President Joseph Yeman Boakai. He put Boakai in an embarrassing position. But before then, the praise and worship. Listen, believe it or not, if you are a Christian and you are observant Christian, if you've got the Holy Spirit dwelling in you and you have the spirit of discernment, and you know what religious spiritual atmosphere is, you know what I'm about to say. The intercessory service was on, and you could sense the guilt. It is based on that we are told by God, you never get into his presence when you have not cleansed yourself. The first condition for God accepting your worship is to cleanse yourself, is to sit down, look at all of your imperfections, and say, God, I acknowledge my faults, my imperfections, my sins, iniquities, and transgression. Hence, I repent of all herewith or right now. As I get into your presence, I'm going with a clean heart. May you accept my worship. There where it all starts. For those of you who just wake up in the morning, you go to church, and you think because you are called Christian, so God accepts that. No. Before you get into God's presence, the Bible calls for you reading yourself, confessing before. That's why he said, if we confess our sins by realization, he's faithful. That means he will not be legalistic with us, but he will humbly erase everything and accept our worship. President Boakai and his officials, but the emphasis is on our president. Why am I saying this? Because I followed the service. When the worship was on, you could sense the guilt. Our president was in the service,
but he was not himself. If you are a Christian and the worship is on, if you have readied yourself before getting into the presence of God, the Spirit of God hovers you. You are, how do I say it? You sense that joy, that openness, that relaxedness, that free flow of your inner self. You flow along, so much so that if somebody doesn't stop you, you think that you're in another world because you are in the Spirit. It's what the people can call in the Spirit. Everything that is happening around you, you are not concentrating on it. You're not concentrating on anybody. Your focus is on God. The praise was on the worship that God descends in. You could see our president. He was just there standing in guilt. Do you know that the presence of God, you never go in God's house without realizing your fault? You don't enter God's house or worship because you are a big man, you get position or whatsoever in society. That is completely different. That atmosphere is different. That atmosphere is not political. You out of God's presence, you can do all your political stuff, give your political speeches, sound rhetorical as you can. But once you enter the presence of God, God takes siege of that gathering. He is the final determinant of everything over there. And the guilt, a person with a guilty conscience never feels comfortable in the presence of God. And that's what was happening. This is my candid opinion as I follow the entire service. And the speech delivered, which I will come to shortly. Everybody along, the flowing, the singing along, Mr. President acting like he is a singer or he knows the song. At a certain point in time, he just stopped. It looks like the Holy Spirit told him that you have to be very careful so he was just mimicking. It's all about fair you get, you just stand and follow. You don't have to act like you're singing along when you don't know the song. You want to dance when you don't know how to dance. No, you don't fake in God's presence. You don't do that. Everybody who fake in God's presence, he punished them. That's why the Bible says, fear the Lord. The Lord is no respecter of person, is no respecter of president, no respecter of senator, no respecter of representative, no respecter of pro tem or speaker or whosoever. Once in the presence of God, you humble yourself. Our president was mimicking. Was mimicking. Time did not allow me to bring it, but I hope that my guy will finish with it before the show ends so that you see how he was. Then, Mr. Brazil. So let me finish with Bishop Seeley. Then we'll come. I just injected that. Bishop Seeley, James Seeley, couldn't have been honest in his sermon. A man of God. Listen, Jeremiah did not hide. Jeremiah looked in the face of the kings, of the princes, whoever in his days. Amos, the same thing. Moses, who is the greatest intercessor, Joshua, all of those guys. I know it for a fact because I see it in the Bible. Biblical history told us, and we see it in the Bible. Jeremiah, just when Jeremiah was looking in the face of President Jehoiakim, a despotic, tyrannical ruler, telling him of his misrule, the injustices and the suffocation of the people and the sin all over the place, Joachim got vexed. He felt that because he had the power, so he was going to subdue Jeremiah. Jeremiah did not stop because he had the fear of God. Just at that time, when Jeremiah was facing the reality of the day, speaking to Nebuchadnezzar, delivering the sermon, Amos was on the other side delivering the same sermon about injustices, about all kinds of stuff. He was about to be killed, and God said, no, they will continue to speak. I am saying this so that you know men of God, they are brave people, and their bravery is in God, from God, of God. They look in the leader face, who is a mortal man like himself or herself, and tell the truth. And that is exactly what Bishop Seeley did on Sunday. All of President Bouaka people, including himself, felt that he was going to sugarcoat the sermon. Oh, Mr. President, you're doing well, and since you came to power and your government has done this, you're gonna, because that's why a president and his people likes. Every pastor is a stakeholder, national stakeholder. Every pastor has the responsibility, like the politician, to uphold the peace, unity, security, stability, economic advancement, everything, not only the politicians, the journalists, and other people. So if you are a pastor and you think that your role is only to preach and say, amen, hallelujah, when you stay in front of God, he will tell you why you didn't look in Mr. President's face and tell him, just as Bishop Seeley did. Bishop Seeley didn't meet his words as Jesus on forgiveness and reconciliation, which are the left line for moving a country forward in stability and development. He told President Joseph Yeman Boakai and his officials that he and his predecessor, George Weah, should reconcile their differences to build a stronger Liberia. He didn't beg, he didn't propose, he didn't suggest, he told him, "Many, Chief, you are the president, but you aren't above God. This is what God instructs. You are Christian. You are a Christian president. And what good it is, you reign in division. You reign in hate." That's what he was telling him. Reconcile with your predecessor. Most part of Bishop Seeley's sermon was on forgiveness and reconciliation, saying that it was imperative for former President George Weah and current President Joseph Yeman Boakai to reconcile and work together for a better Liberia. That their partnership, according to the bishop in his sermon, these two people partnership could signal a new day in Liberia, in his words, a blessed country. Meaning, Liberia is blessed. But what is keeping Liberia back is the division, the strife, the hate. Now, if Liberia should have the semblance of peace, unity, stability, attracting development, these two people need to work together. That's why he said. He did not stop that in his sermon. He went further to tell President Boakai to initiate reconciliation between him and his predecessor. He told him, why did he throw it on President Boakai's lap? Because he is the president. He is the one sitting now. He is the one who has the responsibility. He is the leader. He is the melting pot. He has to demonstrate that. So the bishop could not have said, George Weah, come and initiate reconciliation with President Boakai. No, President Boakai is the one who is there now as the leader. Everybody's leader. Everyone looks up to the leader. An honor man can initiate reconciliation for a bigger person or the leader. It comes from top down, not from down up. So the bishop was right. to tell Mr. President, initiate reconciliation with your predecessor. Yes. And Mr. President, didn't Mr. President say that during the unification May 14, that he made a call, or he placed a call to former President Ellen and other people? Didn't he say that? And since then, what did you see?
Earlier today, placed special goodwill telephone calls to former Presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Weah, as well as eminent national leaders Benani Wilfred Ure and Alexander Benedict Cummings. I also reached out to the Liberia Council of Churches and the National Muslim Council of Liberia, as well as the chairman of the National Council of Chiefs and Elders of Liberia. This is our own way of forging the spirit of unification and inclusion, assuring all that our doors remain open for any meaningful engagement that will help our hands in nation building. As we commemorate this important day, let us recommit to the principles of national unity, patriotism, and collective progress. Let each do our part wherever we are and in whatever we do to build a Liberia that is peaceful, equitable, and prosperous for all. May God bless us all, and may He continue to bless and save the Republic of Liberia.
Amen. Amen. Good sermon delivered, Mr. President. But how empty is that? Or people can only believe those words when they see practical action. So that's what the bishop said. Chief, you are the president of this country. You go around making speeches, talking about unity, reconciliation, forgiveness. It's not in words. It's in what you do, based on the fear of God and the readiness to move your country forward. The bishop couldn't have put it any better. That's what it is. Do you know that since the ascendancy of President Boakai, former President Weah has been left out of every national event? Every event. Have you seen an event by the government? The president, former President George Weah there? Weah was in Nima County because of Senator Prince Johnson, a statesman. They worked together, and his biological relationship to that family. But it was not at the invitation of the government of Liberia. As far as the president is concerned and all of the Unity Party people, we should come nowhere near anything they do. Not realizing that we is influential. There are people out of this country, countries of this world, who hold we in high esteem. That once the current president and their colleague, whom they trust and believe, are not together, they cannot direct any assistance to Liberia. Oh yeah, we saw it over the time. Ellen Sirleaf's government, we saw it. There were countries that opposed Ellen because of X, Y, Z. She herself said it. She was complaining that she wasn't getting aid from those countries despite being friends and saying one or two things to them. They were reneging. Until she realized that, oh look, there are certain people we need to get along with. If we must attract investments in our country, we can't do it all by ourselves. No one person is an island. Today, the government is more rhetorical. The bishop has seen over the time what is happening in Liberia. So that was a glorious opportunity. God directed them, because when God ready to speak boldly, bluntly, not missing his words, he directs you to a certain person. They could have selected any other church, but God directed them at Trinity Cathedral, and the bishop put it in the president's face. All of the projects, have you seen we are at any one of those? So I say, okay, let me mess the country up, because that's a hit they have of we are. They say we are mess the country up, that the guilt they brought again. So he should come nowhere near anything they do. They see him as a leper. So when he gets close to them, they will be endorsing everything that they claim he did in the past. And you, how can you be a president? You operate that way and you expect God to even bless you. No reason why everything about the government is going haywire. Everything just upside down. The bishop couldn't have put it any better. Now, what did Kula Fofana say? Kula Fofana made it clear, as press secretary, someone who should be advising Bouaga expressly, that her boss, President Joseph Yuma Bouaga, would not get involved in dedicating insignificant projects left unfinished by the CDC government. Ironically, he's dedicating hand pump. That is for another time. But this is what came out of the intercessory service on Sunday. The president didn't leave the church in joy, comfort, because he did not expect such a sermon to be put in his face like Amos, Jeremiah, and the rest of the great guys would tell the leaders of their days. That would take me to what do I go? Stay with the president? No, let's go to the women. Let's go to the women. It will not happen. I am opposed to that. Let's go to the women. But before then, let's have this break. Let's go to the women. Yeah. Before then, let's have this break, please. My dear guy, thank you so much. Thank you for the info. So let's go to the women. Scores of Liberian women claim they are vexed and want something done. At least they've acknowledged that drugs are not only messing up young girls and boys in Liberia, but that they are widespread and uncontrollable under the Unity Party government. Thank God. These women have now resolved to protest against what they refer to as unprecedented entry allegedly into the country of different kinds of drugs that have overtaken the country. When they intend to protest, they said August 7. August 7. Hold on to the date, August 7. Yesterday, highly spirited and motivated, they all lambasted and blasted George Weah. They claim that Weah brought drugs into the country throughout his 6 years and drugged young people. It was one of those that Unity Party capitalized on, campaigned on, and won the hearts and minds of the people. Now, with this rising up of these women to protest against drugs of all kinds, vindicates George Weah. Oh, yes, it vindicates George Weah. It exonerates George Weah. It shows that it was a prompt up or a bunch of lies against Weah, as if Weah government was the only government that brought drugs into this country, or that drugs started to exist in Liberia. This is an age-old thing. This is an age-old thing from the first day of the Bible. Just as the Masonic craft, drug came into existence from the very first day of creation, followed by every other, just as the Masonic craft is an old age something. You start from Genesis, you see Masonic craft inside the thing they call secret society or fraternity. Drugs, something that not today. No country in this world is free of it. Not a single country that can say we don't have drugs. Whether in its relative form, it exists. But yesterday, these women, I'm saying these women because I have heard some of them on the radio, they're doing podcasts. I've seen a number of photos of these people yesterday. Yesterday, these people put it at the feet of George Weah. And Unity Party capitalized on it. Unity Party women, people on the other side. It was all over the place. Weah name was the only name that was all over the place. They indicted Weah. They were even ready to put Weah on the gallop. Every other drug that the children were taking from their own negligence, they will put it on Weah. Today, they are ashamed. They're coming up with this stuff called protest against the rising or what kind of thing of drugs in the country. Thank God. You see how God works? At least under Weah's regime, the people did not rise up. Women did not rise up to say, oh, drugs this, drugs unprecedented, but they were saying we are bringing drugs in the country and drugging children. Bouaka government, the men they saw as the Messiah, they campaigned on it. They convinced people that Weah was drugging people all over this place. Most of these women who are about to rise up or to protest on August 7 did buy into it or they bought it. They say they want protest. It's unprecedented. Thank God they did not come up with this in Weah regime. Because you know how? It wasn't unprecedented in Weah's regime. The government that fell that day had everything in place. Because this lady, they call her Quita Koso Dolo, 39 years old, resident of Congo Town. Yeah. She was caught allegedly with trafficking it together with others they have seen over the time. DEA will come up 180 kilograms of marijuana, 200 kilograms of cocaine. Week in, week out, they're reporting, intercepting, arresting all over the place. So why now protest? These women should not get in the street to protest against anything. Also, why am I opposed to this? They too must accept their own negligence. Over the time, they have been, most of these people, children. Don't see it, the acting, most of these people, they're children. Because of their don't care attitude, their negligence, their children being taking drugs all over the place. Some of them, their children gone crazy. Some of them, they seem to even identify themselves with their son or daughter. We know that for a fact. Yeah, Peaceability there. Peaceability is an aristocrat's son. An elite son. They were putting it on. The children down the line, they say, oh, we are spoiling the people children. The woman can't take care of her own children. The daughter becomes the parent. The daughter goes whichever way, does whatever she wants to do in society. She goes wayward. Something happened to her, she died. They say, oh, that we are giving the children drug. Most of the people in the street, most of those young people, look at them. Where they're coming from. It all starts from don't care attitude. I know this for a fact because we see most of these people. We hear these women complaining Men complaining. Oh, that boy, man, somebody, he had to deal with. When I talk to the boy, he can't listen. You just move from the hall, you go. Then when the boy come back, he walking ziggy zaga. Then they'll say that George we are. Some of these people, some of these women, some of these so-called educated and aristocratic women, their children in drugs too. Yesterday they were looking for an excuse. Today God exposed them. Then they say they come in protest on August 17. No protest in this country. No protest on a Bouaka regime. No drug protest. This is the second reason I think they should not. When Liberians like themselves, under the guidance of the civil society movement, headed by Moba Molu, given what is unfolding in the country to come out and protest. What did they say? They interpreted protest as violence. That the country is experiencing peace and stability. They don't want any chaos to erupt in the country. They were preaching all over the place. They were saying all kinds of things. They were taking to their Facebook page, doing podcasts. They were going to radio stations, talking against the protest. While we were saying protest is not violent, protest is just a statement to be delivered based on one's observation or what is affecting the person or what the person has to propose. But they gave it a negative connotation yesterday. Today, the same protest as good. They want protest on July 17th. And that's July 17th. Sorry, I used to it. August 7th. No protest, no drug protest. You're leaving. You said the government had everything in place. Bouaka is doing everything. Bouaka is the eradicator of drugs. His party chairman, Luther Tappe, who is a pastor. What did Luther Tappe say? Luther Tappe say was drugging the children of this country, the youth of this country. We are this, we are there. I will bring his voice tomorrow. As the first teaser I will play. And how they're going to rid this country of drugs. They're here today. At least the women ain't coming out. We are done. We did not see the women coming out, even though they say we are drugging children all over the place. But we see them coming out to protest. They're coming out to protest on July 17th because they say in Bouaka government, it is unprecedented. It has permeated every facet of society, everywhere. Who bring it in the country? And now they're seeing people where they're passing through the same border points, airport, seaport. That now you know that protest is good. No, that protest there. This is my kind of opinion. This is not an institutional position. This is my position. I will oppose that thing from today all the way beyond August 7th. Then you will know that next time, if citizens of this country say they're coming to petition the government, you will not come out in opposition to it. This thing here, it is a legitimate claim. It is a serious menace. All of us know that. But when your colleagues say these are the things that are affecting, the counts Molba Molu and the rest of the guys spoke to President Bouaka. Drug is inclusive of it. Drug is inclusive of one of the things, one of the counts in their petition or their protest. Why extra? That these women come in and say they just want to show up. No disrespect to the other good women. They just want to show up to gain political relevance or get some money some way, somehow. When you knew that this thing yesterday and you people were lambasting, we are spoiling the youth of this country. We are damaging the young children of this country. We are spoiling the young children of this country with drugs. So you say it to Bouaka now because in we are regime, you people were saying it. It's happening in Bouaka's regime. You say it now. If you people have the audacity to look in the boy's president face or to blame it on the government, I challenge you people. I dare you people to say it. No disrespect to you people, but I don't think you people are willing enough to say this thing here that Boaka doing it. Yesterday, you used to say we are drugging. We know if in fact that's why I'm not missing my words the same way, because we're here in Weah's regime. We heard all of those things. We heard some of you people were on radio stations. And you called press conferences. You did a lot more. Today you're coming up acting like you're more. Your fun place to go sit down there every day. Will oppose that thing called August 7 protest against drugs. I'll see you on that one. Let's move to oh, okay, I should have added this, but let me talk it separate. That one was on the Independence Day, Pastor Bishop Seeley. Bishop Seeley. James Seeley, presiding bishop of Trinity Cathedral on Broad Street. That one was about the bishop position. Let's talk another GMB rant. He was at the intercessory service, as I said, activities leading to the celebration on Saturday, if it will be held on Saturday. There, Mr. President called for national unity, that Liberians, in his words, should drop division and embrace harmony, referring to it as the cornerstone of Liberia's progress. Let me try to quote him verbatim as I followed the service. He said, "Our diversity should be a strength and not weapon of chaos. Liberia belongs to all of us, and it is only through unity that we can ensure peace, development, and progress." Did he stop there? No. He went further to say, as we celebrate 178 years of independence, let us reflect not only on our history, but also the future we want to build, a future anchored in peace, respect, and togetherness. Those are the words of Mr. President. That's what he said. That's what he said. So let's go back into history. Have a listen. I said JMB rant. You know what a rant is? It's just like what the people can say. You're sounding like a broken record. You're saying the same thing over and over and doing nothing. No substance in it, no worth in it. Let's go back into history.
Earlier today, played special goodwill telephone calls to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Manuel Weah, as well as eminent national leaders Benani Wilfred Ure and Alexander Benedict Cummins. I also reached out to the Liberia Council of Churches and the National Muslim Council of Liberia today, played special goodwill telephone calls to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Manuel Weah, as well as eminent national leaders Benani Wilfred Ure and Alexander Benedict Cummins. I also reached out to the Liberia Council of Churches and the National Muslim Council of Liberia earlier today, played special goodwill telephone calls to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Manuel Weah, as well as eminent national leaders Benani Wilfred Ure and Alexander Benedict Cummins. I also reached out to the Liberia Council of Churches and
So, since then, even before, listen, get a copy if you can, the audio as well. Listen, read all Mr. President public addresses. What you will find on reconciliation, forgiveness, contradiction, irony. Mr. President has never, ever meant anything serious on that front. One of the most divisive persons that this country can boast of is President Boakai. I say it this way because we see it. All of us are human beings. We know the characteristics. We know the negative characteristics of unforgiveness. We know the positive characteristics. We know when people are serious or when a person is serious for forgiveness. That is why God said that if you have problem with your brother, go leave your gift at the door, go back and reconcile with your brother. And the Bible is replete with forgiveness, with reconciliation. And the Bible made forgiveness as one of the key requirements to being blessed by God and entering into heaven. Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Let me be a biblical here. Romans chapter 12, verse 19, so that you will see God does not require we just talk. No. He say, reconcile with your predecessor, reconcile with whoever. Because, listen, when you are at peace with your neighbor, what's going to happen is blessing is going to flow. The reason God will say this because he blesses people, he protects people, he opens door, he blesses country, he can inflict pain, he can do anything and everything. So when he said do this, reconcile with your predecessor, there is a reason. So your inability to do brings curse. Romans 12:19. Hear what he said, which ties in with this. Romans 12:19. Please follow. Yeah. No, it's 18, not 19, please. I beg you. 18, he said, no vengeance. 19, he said, no vengeance. 18, he said, if it is possible, as much as lie in you. Romans 12:18. 19 is about vengeance. He said nobody should avenge, but he will do it himself. 18, he said, if it be possible, as much as lie in you, live peaceably with all men. You cannot be a leader. You president, then there is division. You're avoiding people. You can't get to the other people. You feel that this person is a leper. Is a leper. You can't identify with him. You can't identify with his people. Then how are you running a country? You're not running a country. You're running a house. You're running one room. It's just like you have many. Oh God, what kind of man is so? Then they say the man is a deacon in the church. How can a deacon keep speech? How can a deacon be divisive? A deacon is a pastor. By biblical interpretation, as far as my little understanding is biblically, a deacon is a minister of the gospel, and a minister of the gospel is the custodian of the gospel. So you cannot hold a high position. You are held in high esteem by God. Then on earth, you're not doing what he wants you to do. Now here's the last quote. He said, I'm quoting him directly, just his words. He said, let unity define our independence, not division. Leaders are just good at playing with words, but not serious about anything. When we say your thing, because we said it on King's FM, so that's the reason why. But even if we said on King's FM, we're saying it for the good of the country. We're saying it for the good of the government. We're saying it for the good of Mr. President. We're saying it for the good of every one of us. We want to see former President Weah and former President Erling and current President Weah, truly we are coming back 2029. I just said current President. Current President Joseph Yema Boakai together. You know how disgraceful and shameful it is for the government and the country? People know all over the world. They're watching events. They're asking, but why the former president Weah is not there? Why only former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? It said that there is no good relationship between former President Weah and current President Buakai. I'm sorry, the people ask these questions and they see and they draw their conclusion from what they see from the exclusion. It is not good at all. Then we're going into 178 years. The country is still living in division, strife, malice, hate, grudge, misunderstanding. And you people think that, oh, Liberia independent, Liberia, oh, come on, man. Here you go. We beg you. If anybody should take the lead, that Mr. President. Mr. President embarrasses himself every day with his public address. Every time a big president makes a statement, it is stored in the public gallery. With time, they bring them back. And I brought Mr. President back when he said he called Weah, and this is it.
Earlier today, placed special goodwill telephone calls to former presidents Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Manneh Weah.
And why is that? Is that what the people came out to say? That's not true. It was a lie. So who would take Mr. President serious when he's talking about unity, no division, when the most divisive person is the president himself? I say it this way because if Mr. President was taking reconciliatory initiatives, nobody will be saying Mr. President is the most divisive. But Mr. President sits there and allow his people to allow him show divisive acts. With not using his independent thought. I'm making all these statements on reconciliation, on forgiveness, on national unity, on no division. But am I leading anything in that direction? Anyway, maybe the politicians, they have their own definition of reconciliation. Maybe their definition of reconciliation is when the president speaks and just talk about it, and he and his people together, that's reconciliation. But as far as we know as citizens, reconciliation is letting go of the past, no matter the magnitude, whatever happened, and embracing. Yes, that's what it is. That's what forgiveness, that's why the Bishop Seeley, emphasis was on forgiveness and reconciliation. That's why his emphasis was on forgiveness and reconciliation. You think the bishop didn't know what he was saying? He drew up that sermon from his observation of society since the ascendancy of this government. That's why he said, Mr. President, initiate reconciliation or reconciliatory gathering with your predecessor, forming partnership with your predecessor will take this country to an unprecedented level. Why does the bishop want to see former President George Weah and current President Weah working together? Because when two people are working together with like mind, unprecedented things happen. Weah is influential. Weah is known. Weah is magnetic. The name of Weah is a global name. Weah never makes a proposal and he's turned down. Weah never speaks on behalf of Liberia and it is ignored. Everybody different Everybody don't have the same gift. That is why God said, blend your gift. And blending gift means we work together. We come together. No one person can achieve anything nationally unlike there is cohesion, there is strong synergy. Walker has his own characteristics of attraction. You can't deny that. He is a human being. God gave that to everybody. But everybody can have the same gift. Everybody can have the same characteristics and the same frame, the same connection at the same time. We are different. We are in his space. It's a global icon. You can take that from him. He was born with it, and he grew up in it, and he's living in it. President Walker came in his own space. He has his own space. As much as we will not disagree or we will disagree with the president on certain things, it doesn't say he is our enemy. No, he is the president. But we disagree when he's treading a path that would not be representative of the country or helpful of the country, though it may sound right in his opinion. As a person, he has his own gift. But hear what the bishop thinks, that this is what God wants, and truly that's what God wants, that if you have Weah and Bouaka working together, you know what kind of team like that? It's just like where you have Messi and Suarez or Messi and Neymar. That was a force to reckon with. Anything they want, it happened for them. Or you have Weah and James Diba during those days. Whether you say Weah open it, Silencer close it. That partnership, that unity, that bond, that togetherness. That's what it is. Nationally, that's how you move people, country forward. Look at the great United States. What makes the United States great? Because one of the unique characteristics, they don't shun their former presidents. They don't keep their former presidents off. They don't cut off speech from the former president. We have never had, for I know how many decades, living former president. We had all along look on the international scene and show that enviousness or that sadness and ask ourselves, when will we have former living president? God said, I will answer your prayer. God has given us the first time in this age we are in, first time to have two living former presidents. And God said, you see why? I can see why for years, decades, you people have never had former president because of you people heart. Your heart is so deadly. You people been crying, wishing to have former living presidents. I gave you a former living president, and you people are divided. Terrible. So Mr. President said, let's unite, or let unity, that's what he said, let unity define our independence, not division. Division should not define it, but unity, we should live together. So, Mr. President, here's what I can say to you. The responsibility is on you. You, just as the pastor told you, take the initiative. Nothing will happen. And nothing will happen if you're not taking any initiative. The leader leads by example. That is why they say leader. Leader. That person who goes ahead. That's the reason. That's what it is. When you're saying leader, you're saying go ahead. Look up the word good. That's why Paul said, he said, lead by my example. Meaning, I take the lead. I speak first. I act first. I act upon what I say. And what you see me do. So if you take that initiative, Mr. President, everybody will follow. But let it not be because we have Independence Day coming and you have to say something. And you can't do anything in that direction. Your speech will just be rhetorical and it will haunt you as it is haunting you. And you see how everything looking in the country now. And that will take me to Senator Amara Conan. That will take me to Senator Amara Conan and the rhetoric. Will take me to the Honorable Senator. Senator Conan has predicted turbulent times for Unity Party going into 2029 if they don't stop the empty rhetorics and do what they promised the people in their 2023 campaign. According to Senator Amara Conan, he foresees more protests against President Boakai if there is no good governance, accountable governance, transparent governance of the country that will tackle the needs of the people. Sharing his thoughts on July 17 protest, he said that now that the debate on Thursday, July 17 protest and crowd size is over, he is a supporter of the Unity Party. He led the war room for Unity Party in the 2023 campaign. He did not exclude himself from what he said. They, as Unity Party, they, as government, should, in his words, focus on the important issues affecting the country. He wants President Boakai and the Unity Party government to listen to the concerns raised by the protesters who, as he said, they are Liberians and should not be ignored. For to do that will lead to many more protests going into 2029. Why did Senator Amara Conan warn against protests? Because it will affect the government. Investors will feel afraid. Those in Liberia will see it as risk. Those out of Liberia will say the country is not safe. The country is at war. It all but makes sense when the citizens have a concern that you listen to them. A leader who refuses to listen to his people fails soon. Honestly. Those of you around Boakai, you can tell him not to listen to those Liberians. Yeah? But you guys cannot stop the people from coming out. The more the people come out, the better it is for the government. To put Amara Conan analysis of the protest in context, he's simply saying, oh, look, you chastise CDC and George Weah. But some of the things that we've seen under Weah or the transition, we can tell you that things were better under Weah because he admitted that. He admitted that things were better in terms of the economy. Oh, he admitted it. He did not hide it. The man is a seasoned economist. So whether people like it or not, you get versed with Amara Conan. We know we can't agree on all of the issues all of the time, but there are issues that we can agree. That's the essence of intellectualism. There are times that he condemned, he criticized the CDC government. He honestly admitted that the economy under Weah government was relatively stable. Unlike now, nothing, absolutely no different, nothing is happening. When you see them and you read the articles, you hear them lambasting or saying all kinds of awful things against Senator Amara Conan because they expected that he would have gone against CDC to say, oh, they protest, not necessary, and CDC government, and all kind of stuff. The people who protesting were the same people who in CDC government yesterday, they expected him to say, but he was not looking at it from a political standpoint. He was looking at it from an economic standpoint. How it's going to affect the economy and to resuscitate the economy, what the government needs to do, than to ignore the people and few people around Boga just telling him all kinds of stuff. Oh, yes. He was honest. Read his piece. He admitted honestly that the economy relatively was okay. Honor the government of former President George Weah. It's not to say that he's condemning Unity Party, but he's only challenging Unity Party to do better. Drop the rhetorics. I've told you people what you've seen of Unity Party since the coming of President Boga. The rhetorics. Rhetoric means you're just talking. You're giving impression. You're making promises here and there. You're sounding as if things are coming to happen in the immediate, but you have no plan, no surety, you're doing nothing extra. That's what they call rhetorics. So the people will just believe you and say, yeah, you hear what the president said? You hear what the information minister said? You hear what I said? You are just excited for nothing and time is going. You can't see anything. 178 years on a program, going to 2 years, the regime. We'll get in 2026 by God's grace. That 3 years ahead of us, then the National Elections Commission will start talking about 2029 preparations. I've told you people, you watch the corridor. From the ascendancy, from the time President Boakai ascended to this time, what significant thing you have seen? If President Boakai and Unity Party can do nothing within the time interval, they can do nothing 2026, 2027, 2028, they can. Even let's assume that they have some significant projects and they are waiting. It will not help. Because you know why? There are too many factors. You rely on donor funding. It may not come after 6 months or 1 year. That's some of the things that affected previous government. Charles Taylor, Ellen, then we are. Sometimes they were promised. That's why you see some of these things that the people dedicating or going to dedicate because of that. Sometimes the funding may not come. You have the rain. The weather also is a factor. All of these things play. That's why if the country has a good rain season, the government takes advantage of it. But how? If the government don't have the ability to source funding, doesn't have the ability to pre-finance, nothing can happen. And time will just be going just as you see time is going with this government. So I'm not going to simply say, look, guys, let's drop the rhetorics, talking all over the place. You have your information people. The only thing they're offering is insults, damning condemnation of people, instead of explaining exactly what is happening, how things are happening, and what they intend to do to resuscitate the economy, to take the economy to another level. Instead of insulting people, look at how businesses are struggling. How can you revive those businesses? Because that economy, especially the small businesses, that economy is so strong. Instead of being so rhetorical, look at the transport sector. Look at, do we have, what are the number of cars, kekes, buses, taxis running? How the transport sector look? How have we revived the transport sector? Instead of being rhetorical, insulting people, Americans say, look at this, look at that. These are things that you promised. Deliver on them. Deliver on them. Time is running against us. You just taking Mr. President from one place to another to dedicate, to launch. And have you noticed it? if you check the launching that Mr. President has done, the dedication, and more than any president since Liberia's independence, since Anthony Joseph Jingin Rabo dedicated more projects or did many launches than what our man has done. Because that's how the people see the man now. That other one part I'm talking, it be coming for you tonight. So that one part, it leave it. Ah. Hey God. Okay. So we are giving up. We're giving out 4,000. 4,000. You can play with just $1 or 70 cents US. And then you can have your 4,000. Don't forget now, every day we'll remind you, please. We need you. We rely on you. The King Support Basket drop $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever the amount. Liberty, US, whatever the currency or banknote, we accept it. That will be of great help to us. We appeal to you. We're in this thing. We are headed towards 2029. Sustainability is key. We not an island. We can portray ourselves as island. God in heaven himself said it, that if you are lacking, reach out, because I am not on earth physically that you will come and bow down to me. But when you use your might, your ability, your sensitivity, your 5 senses I gave you, then you will see it manifesting or working for you. It's not anything to be ashamed about. We thank you that you have responded. You stay responding, but we encourage you to do more. Please, we encourage you to do more. All right, let's take this break. Then when we come back, we'll read your messages and turn to you to have your say. This break. We will not. That's what they want us to do. That's what they want us to feel. They've been celebrating hard these days. They've been rhetorical these days. They want us to think stupid. They think we are stupid, but we aren't. Let's turn to you and read some of your comments, then we get to the line. Matthew Cholople said this useless unity party government can fix any problem because they don't have the leadership ability to run the country. This government would suffer more worse things. Emmanuel Brown said, I agree with Bakwalu County Senator Amara Conan. He couldn't have said it any better than he did. Gemma Brown, I understand what you're trying to say. Okay, maybe you are responding to some of your guys. Okay, I think Sekou Donzo. Okay. Benson W. Victor said, let Mr. President take the lead to reconcile with former President Weah, Madam Erling, former VP Taylor, and ANC political leader, Mr. Cummins. Then the common citizens will follow the same. Andrew T. Nangbe said Bwaka isn't at peace with himself. So how can he be at peace with former President Weah? Stephen Slough. Okay, you're responding to Paris Lobot. All right. You can have your intellectualism. Dubon Hill said the divider in chief is an international joker. He lies about everything. Paris Lobot said, what are the women protest against drugs? it will stay be in Liberia. So the protest will be for nothing, certainly. It been around all along. They never protested. Emmanuel Bro commented on the pointer of the women, said those women protest is long overdue. However, thank God they are now saying the truth. Laura Askey said, I really didn't believe in those women because they are the same ones who are bringing drugs in the country and hurting their own kids. They are bad people. Okay. All right. Those are about the few comments I can read. Okay. Emmanuel Broad commented on the bishop sermon. He said, yes, I watched the bishop as he delivered his sermon yesterday. He definitely spoke the whole truth and nothing else but the real truth to President Joseph Yeman Boakai and his government officials. Thank you for following that live, Emmanuel Broad. Yeah. Okay, let's turn to you. Kipling, the King's Cash giveaway is 4,000. You want to get your 4K. Today is Monday, the 21st. So you want to get some money. 4,000 sufficient. Don't miss out on getting 4,000 from the King's Cash giveaway. Dial *79 and *24#. Play with only $1 or 70 cents US. That's all. Also, drop what you can have, or what you have rather. Your drop hour 26. Your drop Kings FM 26. Any people can say my 26 on you. My 20. So Kings FM 26 on your So your drop Kings FM 26 in the Kings support basket. The basket is already there. So Kings FM 26 on your people are already interested. Everything of people, my Christmas or you, my 26 or you, my New Year or you, all the days there. So let's see. Kings FM 26 or your you just drop our 26. Tell God we already get basket. You just drop our 26 in the basket. 0-555-885 885 0-777-017 885. You drop our Christmas in there. Let's go to the line and pick up few calls. Then we are out. FC Barcelona is making a significant stride, very significant. Real Madrid will suffer it. So Marcus Rashford has completed his medical. Man United will regret they have lost a clinical striker, a forceful striker in Marcus Rashford. Thank you for coming to FC Barcelona, Marcus Rashford. Let's go to the line. You don't want to hold on to the line long. 1, 2, you will have to cut off your radio. If your radio is loud and you call, you will go off. When you call again, I will not allow you. We'll have to institute discipline. We cannot be condemning or criticizing the people on the other side. You criticize too, then you're doing something different, or you're doing similar or the same. No. Make sure that your radio is off. You call. When you call, that line that you call in, no matter what, it will go there. It's scientific. It's set. Once you call in 0772 23 99 33, it will go to that person or that institution. It will not go different place. So you don't need to put your radio on. Keep your radio loud. No. Cut it off. Once you dial that number, it's going straight to the person or the institution you're dialing. When the radio is loud, you will go off. You will not be heard. Let's go. Let's start from this side. Hello. Yeah.
I'll call you from the contract.
Yeah, let's hear you, Justin.
Yeah. Thanks for the topic on the discussion. You see, with our president discussing unity, the paper is not good at the practical aspect when it comes to uniting people. I had similar problem when I was in high school. I think I can even try to unite people more than even what Baka's doing, because going to write on paper to say you're uniting people, that's not unity. The unity aspect is going to the person who you think you did wrong to and reconciling with the person, you're solving your differences, and then before what he's always doing is coming to the public, making himself feel that what he's doing is uniting with the people. He got to go. You don't have to publish something. If only you want to unite with the people, you got to go
All
to
right.
them, you
Okay,
have to
Chief.
discuss. After then you people can come on the front page to discuss. So thank you for the show.
Hello. 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 You are on the air.
What did you give me? I said, do you say, give me what?
Oh. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, this is the vision impaired are keeping this people to the level. You know, we tired hearing that thing from Boaka, thanks to the bishop. He one of the men of God that we can say thumbs up to that he was able to preach that said the law, because that's what they are there for. What you notice in the society, because by you, anything wrong that is happening within the country, whether it is in the economy or whatsoever, the church have a serious impact, because the members come from in the community, come from in the workplaces, they go to the church. So if things are bad, how do you raise your own revenue when the revenue has to be raised for the citizen? So it's just good, you know, for telling him what he needed to do, but now he reconcile. So that's a zero. He's not going to get anywhere with it, because he's just saying it so that people will say, oh, let's be tried to reconcile. You don't reconcile people like that. President William, when he took over, the first thing he did, he called all of the leaders into meeting where they were playing fun with, but at least he took a step to reconcile like different people. Then compared to Amara, you know, kudos to him. He is speaking up. And people say, oh, he supported the people. Yeah, he supported the people. But where wrong is below there where he is supporting it. Okay? Amara told us here that the United Party people should manage their expectations, because he knew that the government that they brought on board, they were not capable to do the right thing for the Liberian people. So by he telling all the economy of the country, how do you lash at him? When your father minister is always asking us to go for fast and prayer to solve the economy of the country. So Amara is just right, and it was timely, and kudos to him for that. Thank you.
Hello.
Good evening, Samaju.
Yeah.
And good evening to the peace-loving people of Liberia, the people of South Lofa County. Well, Samaju, I enjoy your expose. I always enjoy you by your expose. Anytime I listen to your people. But Mr. Samaju, Mr. Walker, it is an other man's character. We speak for another judgment day, Mr. Brother won't listen. That papi is an evil papi. According to him, said he here from Lofa County. I don't think he's very here from Lofa County, because I'm outside here from Lofa County, because we don't behave like that. This papi is evil. So the only thing I would say this evening, we got to talk on the point from the man. Walker and his lieutenants are weak. They are evil. They are lack of leadership ability. Really. Thank you for offering me the opportunity, and thanks for the peace loving people of Lofa County.
Hello.
Hello, Sir Andrew.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to County.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
man, that man calling to power. When you let all men, I don't have praise. I want to happen. I cannot man be living in a country and keep speech for people and start doing things. And you got a Goliath. And Goliath will be beating on people. So we have to pray. You want to always not and you say things. Let's go see what to do. Thank you.
Thank you too. Have a nice Monday. Other council. Hello.
Hello, Sandro.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm fine. This is Mammy recording from 6th Street.
Mammy what?
This is Mammy recording from 6th Street.
Mammy ring your last name? You call your last name when we count it, and we can say Sam Andrews. Yeah, Abraham Gosson, William, Israel, but we are
You know the Mammy get used to be that one.
No, but you're not speaking to us personally. You're speaking to the whole country, so they got to know who's speaking.
Okay, sir. Before we get to point is that I want to ask you, Sir Andrew, I really want to know whether you pastor.
Why? Because we quoting the Bible?
Yesterday, I really follow your show and get to say,
but
I know.
Everybody in the radio station, the pastor, AB, the pastor, Israel, CA, the pastor, everybody. So we are Christians now. We are Christians.
Yeah, the way you spoke, yes, I pray that the Christian woman to always listen to you. I really admire that when you say you are not taking calls yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You are following focus on Christianity.
Yeah.
That is blessing.
Follow the whole thing.
That is blessing on King's Heaven. Everybody here that men of God and Israel.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing well. I'm doing well. And my concern to the protest. You see, the same power said, do unto others as they do unto you. When the people are protesting, St. Andrew, I said, right near me, not even far. Then they kill them. Woman that can turn 9 months and go through that people. So then they kill them. Like you said, I was bad mobile model, that party, he broke out that party. You're saying in the country here. Now, today, they won't go protest for their children. They shouldn't protest. It's not necessary. They keep the peace. Confusion shouldn't come in the country because when protests come, that means bringing riot. So then go sit down. The bad thing to protest is very bad. On a job, and Joseph Bata performance is bad. So then go sit down. Everybody, children's point. I was speaking to him, said my nephew. He in the street, we even know what to do. My granddaughter she took St. Andrew, can you imagine her talking to her crying? She just took her wife. Things that she had never done before. 3 weeks now we're looking for her, St. Andrew. We can't find her. We can't find her. We know where to find her. Then they were telling her, let them kill them. They shouldn't protest. Let them say that. Oh, Sandra, God bless you. I've done ready. Continue your teaching. 1 or 2 women, at least we get that sense of how to dress as a decent Christian woman. You're doing well. Thank you.
All right, Mama. Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Good to hear that. Hello.
Hello, St. Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm Doctor, man. How you doing, my brother?
All right, Dr. Masisi?
Yeah.
All right, the book coming to that doctorate from you.
I just want to get try that thing, man. Yeah, see that story. Yeah, I was there with my brother.
Yeah, fine. We thank God. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank God. Yeah, from one this evening. No, I want to say, St. Andrew, I want to ask the people I want to protest. On our administration, they were talking about the drugs. They said we have a pretty drug. We're drugging poor children, you're putting drugs in the country. And we have put all down and put past that law. Today, that law is still laying down there. At the Senate down there. Today, they say we are broad, but we are African drugs. Let whosoever they catch, if it can be your own house, they must take it from you and sell it and to feed those drug people. Today, they say laying down there at the capital building, at the Senate. Today you say you are going to clean just for okay, you are coming to put everything under control. What we have there, we have a do weekend, you are going to put everything under control. Then we're not seeing it. All your watchful are your own sons picking drugs, they need job. They just get all kinds of need. They get solar play, they get eyeball play, they get nose play, they coming on your watch. And pull, they won't bonus point at all. Even in love for country, one soccer is coming from there. The report is coming up. What I want to protest is so you protest for me. What I want to protest now on everything.
Yeah, they say protest will bring war to the country.
Yes. We want to protest. We suffer talking about what's going on. We're talking. They say protest can bring war. What I want to protest? Oh, it can't bring war now. To protest today, it will not bring war. So if you don't want to pass to go for what there, for justice to go for the putting our soup, and it'll be breaking our way too. What protest? What going on with Liberians? Yesterday, this is ourselves for the 3 years. We go to the 20 rats at police yesterday. We said there's too many. So they want to protest for drugs. Sure, you said that we really got a job. So they're coming too much. What's protest? Say you want to protest number one party. Don't hit me, I beg you.
All right, Dr. Masisi.
People party, they will not hit me.
Okay.
I protest. I tell you, they go with it. Will fight. I tell them.
Okay.
Thank you, my son. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mama been calling.
Man been what?
So, Mama been Kamara.
Everybody that call you, you call your phone. You're not talking to us. You're talking to the whole country.
Man, the Kamara from Tansia West.
Yeah.
So, people when they put that today, they wanted to chief on their feet.
That your fellow women now.
I know that shit on them. During we are mentioned them all they went blah blah they on the street, they put them for train they say they red train, they do they want to the other woman, they do they want to the other woman.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, that's true. You can remember for true. They used to be wearing black. I think they used to say every Friday that black. They say because the children were being raped, all kind of things. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we are there they do it they can't do Baka de now because Moba Mo put Osana say the freedom and want to chief on their feet. They put not get nothing to show up.
Yeah, my Benu, you're right. That's true. You're right. You can see any one of them wearing black again. The women, they used to do it with AFL, Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia. Yeah, that's true. Nobody can wear black again. Yeah. So it's not easy. A transport ministry protest. The University of Liberia protest just all over the place. We told you that our woman could she can make it. African problem is solved by African. The woman has never solved problem anywhere in Africa. Africa always solve its own problem. Hello. Yeah. Hey, my busy. What's up with you?
The money I come to say your
okay. By God's grace.
I'll come to say
yeah, okay. They are women now. They broke women now. The BB women in the country, the women who are saying mobile Molu and people want to protest, they want to bring war because we are not in power, they suffering and so that why they want to bring war. That the people that say they're going to protest because Joe Bene is plenty in Boaka government.
Yeah. That's what I want to go to.
They say they come in protest on August 7th, next Monday 7th.
Yeah.
My best is loud and be my man.
They put they actually take about who is that? Put about what did I put about someone I put
Yeah, they say they come in protest. They say they're telling their women to come from everywhere. So we say no, protest a bad thing. You can't protest. Yeah, it will bring war in the country. Nobody more protest. Say, and I say, Mama, protest our, you are going to bring war?
It can't be war. We people. So when they started for war, they want to protest the motel. But we people will not bring war. They tell me that the people here. I don't know to be here. They all want and I don't know the one. And I again. Hello?
Yeah, my best I listen to you. Todd, that man you broadcasting today. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the street with crowd for aid. What did they were calling? What did they were coming to get up, Boka? But I would need what did that people what they were to get inside. They were pushing here. We are not there again. Everything settled. That would have possible to give it. Thank you, Amazon.
All right, my busy. Thank you for calling too. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Bar calling for Josephine. Thank you, this hour, my brother, for the topic. I just tell the bishop when speak. They go on Sunday. I tell the bishop, thank you very much. The bishop say, oh, you bold. The other bishop that will be beyond Boka, will be saying that you look at the bad thing going on in the country that will suffer. That they will close their mouth, they see President Boka, what they all follow. Not speaking to President we are, not speaking to the past government official, I mean, the past president, then they say that they're talking. Can you imagine? Then the next time they pop it and looking President Boka say a minister telling the truth, my brother. I don't know where you're coming from, but God will bless you. Even if they will God call you today, you will say yes. I send you on every, but you say the truth to the leader. Why all the people keep mute? Let God bless you. Your West. Let God bless your children. And then when God bless you, I want to call bishop. Don't mind because they give you forward, then you see the wickedness going on in the country, you close your mouth, you keep silent. Then when you ready to say the prophet, then you preach. Then you say, God said, they will. Then what goes your mouth? Well, what? Come on, when something happens in the country, you not say the truth to the leader. If you happen, go when you report it. And the men
that child there, that not small child, that not child that looking for. You know, that child, a big child, Trinity Cathedral, a big child, a bishop, that not bishop that looking for aid, you want small thing from Boka.
Yeah, that God bless that bishop and never then that God bless it. What can you roll like you will be streaming? You will call for death in your life, and then Jesus can come. He speak the truth. You see, as the way culture looking, all that person in the country, the men were in the country, in running the country will get. All minister, all official running the country will get. Everybody. Then when you see the ground, see or president, we are working on. They are still running country. They will keep new because you're getting football and getting crown. So the man lawyer say telling the truth. He want nothing from you. The lawyer say telling because you know that the country beside that road he get nowhere else. So then he said anything the truth to the president. If he not change, God will say yes, I'll send my farewell and he said the truth. So that and then the women there, secondly the women that work in the street, they will not get in the street, will walk on the street. So when they were passing, they said we will beat it, let me calm down. Let me beat it. So I know back. I said, we know happy. When I said I was sleep on the street, that will be off. That will be off. They were happy. So what are going for? They were not going to see what protect for their children. They were not going to see that person. We have been a drop. So they were not going to the street because they share, as my sister say, they share how they get work on the street. Can't they will protect will bring war. The protect will bring war. They protect will go protect bring war. To speak of women to the leader, what going on? The leader can look at it and do the rest. Then they say we war. So they shit how they get work on the street.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You get Baba for there. Amen. Let's go to the men. Then we come back to the women. At least we take it 3344, and then we talk something last, and we out. Hello. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
There's a witness Sabato calling for Jacob Ria.
Sabatoa?
Wilson Sabato from Miller County. Calling for Jacob Ria.
Wilson Sabato.
Present.
Let's hear you, Sabato.
Okay. Say I do.
Yeah.
Any of my call a show, heavy show, before we are show. That just putting you go hand. Because you're the outstanding of Liberia today. You make up for us to know about politics. You make up for our eyes to open which crowd they're doing in Liberia. Then women join in. Women say we are government were bringing drugs. Look at how the children then
you know the part of draw is anytime you see somebody with lapa that on the phone that border government draw that they drink it because it's really thank you for the information. Thank you so much. Let God bless you. Let God bless every one of you.
Amen.
And we're looking at the meter is work out for you to understand that God said will speak to somebody who said him, speak to Jowia because Jowia sit down and give you the job while you don't win. Papa will be fighting over the job here, but come and take your choice. Come and take it. That today Jowia, work out on see Jowia. But Holy Ghost fire for him in Jesus' name.
Amen. Hello. Hello. You want to achieve a few from the women, the men, then we out. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Andrews.
Yeah, you are on the air. You are on the air, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. I'm Pastor Emmanuel Cooper, call for battles with precise the District 11.
Pastor Emmanuel Cooper.
Yeah, firstly, I want to commend you guys in this age and time being very bold and analytical. Because if we don't have you guys around, then that will be a total darkness and decline because you are enlightening the people. You see, because we have a government that is insensitive to the plight of the population. Because if you read this Bible, Romans 13, for God our government, and you get there to serve your people. Because the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 5:9, it says the profit of the earth is for all people. Even the king himself eat from the field. So why will you take the natural resources and you just serve only you and your branches of government, and the rest of the people suffer hardship, misrule? So if you don't have what to do for the people, you can give them job. Don't deny them of their political engagement with government in terms of protest. You can't deny any citizen of protest. Any group of people, worker union, school children, health worker, etc., they have right on Article 17 of this Constitution to express their grievances or their dissatisfaction on the functionality of government. So the government does not have no right in any way to deny or threaten somebody. You protested yesterday. The one woman said, "What group of Paul should be group of John? Do unto other, and you may expect to do unto you." So you undermined another government yesterday with false allegation. Today, in power, you don't want people protest rightfully. Then you are bringing the war. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Emmanuel Cooper. God, it's not easy. Institutional protests all over the place. Transport Ministry, UL, the Faculty Association of the University of Liberia, they have given 1 month to the authority of the University of Liberia, 1 month to resolve their demands or to meet their demands. If not, then the university will be shut down. Yes. Then the university will be shut down. They've given 1 month to the authority of the University of Liberia. It's not easy. Everywhere things are just not working. The finance minister, Gafwa, going from one meeting to another, from one place to another, just speaking, making speeches here and there, but nothing happening, nothing. From one protest to another, from one dissatisfaction to another, from one ultimatum to another. No one expected that the rescue will be in such embarrassing position. It is not easy. They brought white woman to solve the problem because she has white skin, so they think that the white skin knows it all, has it all. That's the mistake we often make in our country, and nothing has changed for us. The white skin has never helped. The white skin will never help the black skin, except my racism is professional. Hey, Even if you consider it unprofessional or biased, no problem. But as far as we know, because we've seen it over the years, that today some presidents are taking the hard decision to get the white man hands off their country. France officially announced their departure from Burkina Faso. All those years they were there. The white man was there. What did you see? Only for us to know that since how to call it, Ibrahim Traore, in it relatively just under 3 years, he has done significantly well for the people of Burkina Faso. But all the time, the white men stayed there. They were only occupying the people's territory, exploiting their natural resources, doing nothing. 36 years old, Ibrahim Traore said, no, all of the natural resources, everything will be used for the people of Burkina Faso. We have to develop our country. As far as I know, the white man has never solved any problem for the African. In fact, the white man exacerbates the problem. The white man will come like they have all of the solution. They have all, but no. They brought white woman into our country because she is an American. They say Liberia was colonized by the American Colonization Society. So they brought her to colonize Liberia, the University of Liberia. And now the problem is compounding by the day. It is not easy on her. It is tough. One day we will wake up and hear Joseph Walker announcing the departure of Dr. Mapayan from the University of Liberia, and she will be replaced by a black skin. Since she took over, nothing different has happened. No change at the University of Liberia. No. Everything remains the same. Protests all over the place. Every day there is a protest. The Faculty Association of the University of Liberia have now joined in, giving the authority of the University of Liberia 1 month ultimatum. At least it's 1 month, long time for them to sit and iron out things. At least they are not giving a week or less than a week. So she should be relaxed and handle things over there as swiftly as she can. But African problem is solved by African, not the white. The white has never been of help to Africa. The white has never solved African problem. No. African problem is solved by African. You can't take a white person to come be president of the University of Liberia, presiding over black people. Our culture is different from ours. Our culture is different. It's an organized culture. That culture is fixed. This culture is a broken one. It is not on any foundation. So you can't take a person from a fixed, organized culture to come and fix this culture when it has no foundation. Everything starts good from a solid foundation. Everything about this country, nothing. So why you will not have all kinds of stuff? Young Maboro, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. That's what I will observe. Since she took over, what has changed at the University of Liberia? Every week in, week out is protest. Now, OFA has joined. OFA gave 1 more ultimatum. If not, the university will be shut down. Who expected all of these things? When they announced Dr. Mapayan, did anybody think of protest? Did anybody think Sub and the rest of the people were going to be protesting? Students were going to be protesting? Did anybody ever think that OFA will reach the decision or this decision to give an ultimatum? Everybody was excited. The university people were excited. They were excited because They saw a white woman coming with all of the solutions, or that they believe that the white woman had all of the solutions. Now you see, you can fix a place that is broken or had been broken from day one. You can. It's hard. The woman came from a system. Go back in the United States, whatever the university she goes to, she doesn't have to do anything extra as she was, because the system was built over the years and it became solid with time, improved with time. But now there's one over there. I think her appointment was just, Boaga and his people wanted to prove a point to the opposition. But like I often say, when you are a government, you try to prove a point to the opposition, you always get it wrong. And this is what this government is in, or this government put itself in. Everything they try to prove a point to the opposition, so they will say, yes, these people came, they have the vision, you see what is happening, what happened. So everything just disorganized. Everything. The only thing you have is rhetorics all over the place. They're just making public speeches, having from one meeting to another. What do you see those meetings generating into? Look at the economy. How is it now? Things are skyrocketing. Things are hard by the day. The finance minister, no sound finance minister will ever tell you that things will get harder. Every finance minister will find a solution. The finance minister is the chief economic advisor to the president. If the finance minister can come out and tell the country that things will get harder, what do you have? You have everything disjointed. The finance minister is the chief economic advisor to the president. Then the president can put as a economic advisor to the president in the president's office. The minister of finance, that person on economic affairs just there. But the chief economic advisor, that person can tell the president, say, oh, Mr. President, let's do this, let's do that. You have to issue a directive for cuts at various ministries if we must achieve this. And these are the indicators, Mr. President. And the president will issue that. The president listens to the finance minister. The finance minister has the president's ear. But what a finance minister cannot do, given the precarious situation or given the difficult situation, is to tell the country that it's already suffering and they are hoping for a solution, that things will get hard. Then you're increasing their trauma. They're already traumatized by high economic condition, and you tell them that things will get hard. When the minister of finance tells the country that things will get hard and harder, the minister creates a situation or simply tells the people that those of you who have XYZ, you can start hoarding. Once the minister of finance tells the country that things will get harder, what do you expect? Prices will start rocketing, artificial rise in prices. So if you went to a store and bought an item for 500 Liberty, and you went back to buy that same item, the person will tell you 700. And you will be shocked. Why? I just bought the thing 500. Then the person, you're telling me 700? It is because of what that man heard from the Minister of Finance. So he or she does not want to operate at a loss. So the next thing, they will start hoarding, they will start creating artificial rise in the prices. And that's what you're saying from businesses around. Some businesses, not all. Even in the transport sector, you see they have started increasing because they hear that. You know why finance ministers around the world, even if they know that things are difficult, they don't come to the public and say things are hard and things will get harder? Because if they do that, they know that there's going to be artificial rise in prices. They know that people will start hoarding. All those things will start taking place. So why the finding solution? They will always be honest that things are working, we're doing this, and the economy is proving, we're doing that, we're doing that. They will just be giving hope and hope and hope and hope. Once a minister of finance, somebody, a seasoned person disagree with Gafwan on that it was premature on his part to come up publicly. And what did the person say? Finance minister should not be obsessed with the microphone and publicity. A finance minister is a technical person. Very seldom he or she faces the media. But the other finance minister, every now and then he wants to be on the air. He wants to be heard. He wants to hear his news being read on the bulletin. And everything, nothing happening since the man came. Nothing is happening. Nothing extra happening. He's just having meeting from one meeting to another. He started with, I know they said deep dive. What came out of deep dive? Let his fellow economist, Amara Kone, stated exactly how the economy is shrinking and what the government needs to do. Some of the prices that the hoarding you're experiencing, or people increasing the prices, that from that statement that government made on FBSO, he thought that he was sounding like a sound finance minister. He did not know that he was creating economic crisis. We will know nothing in that era. I was small, understanding, and we can't do that thing there. That's why you see, when we sit down here, there are certain things we can say. But we know that certain things happening, but we can't tell you. Even if we're talking around that thing, we say it in a way that you will not know. The reason why we can do it like that, because when you hear your feedback, and you see in our own profession, we sound in it because we owe it to you. We know by the time we say the other one, say the other one, forget it. So we know that we are aware of it and how it happening, but we can present it in a way that you will not even think that it happening this way or this is what it is. Because when we just kind of say it, that kind of wild way, raw way, you will start feeling bad. Yeah. You start feeling bad, you start worrying, you start thinking all kind of way. And you see in our own profession, you see how we can do it? All of us dealing with the people, all of us, the finance people, Ministry of Finance, they're dealing with you from improving your life, what they call the economy, your business, your this and that, all the small things there. For us, we're dealing with you with information. But all of us get one thing in common. All of us, all the people there, all the ministry, everything, all of us get one thing in common. But we are different in our way of work. But all of us get one thing in common, that information. The finance minister sat on FBS to get information. That information is a cause problem. Our role too, to collect the information, look at it good. Whether it's right to go to the public or not, I don't want to call analysis. So we look at it and say, no, they want here, we ain't bringing it, we ain't going to talk about it. When we talk about it, the people will feel bad. So let's leave it. Why the people working on it? When everything is sounding good, then we bring it so that we get hope. So that they will be happy and say, yes, things are this, things are not that. That's how it's looking. That's our own there. We buy in our own, we can't rush because we want make people to feel happy about us. But the government people, like what government there, no sound finance minister, tell any finance minister from around the world, they can't do that thing. So when you see some area there, the prices going up, that government, he said things will get high. When you say you find a minister, he said things will get high and even harder. You're telling me, my people, common sense. common sense. What you think the people who get arrested, who get all the thing there, what you think they'll do? They say, oh, but they say I get 500 bags already. Let me put it this way. I bring 50 also. Since that 2,000, I will say 2,005 or 3,000. Because the people already know that things hard. So when the people go to the store now and they say, I'm over the way. They say 3,000. He said, but what 3,000? He said, oh, but that the country where things really hard. They will not say that the statement the finance minister made. They will just say things really hard now. And that person too will believe it because already people complaining here and there. That is why a professional person takes into consideration several factors before he or she goes public to say anything. Yeah. So it's not easy, yeah, my people, it's not easy. It's not easy. So that's it then. That is it. The 26th. The 26th is on Saturday. Oh. Your plea drops, your drop our 26th. Oh. Your drop our 26th in our box. 0555 885 885. That is same with there. Those of you are. For the people in Liberia, you can drop something too. You drop our 26 bar. 0777 017 885. When dropping something inside, I want to give you a hard time because some of y'all been asking the name that Abraham William. Yeah, that all Abraham William. You drop our 26 there. That one can help us. Josepha, no, my man, no, not no, my man, no. I'm looking up to you, sir, my man. where, you know? No, man, it was so run down, sir. I beg you, yeah. In LRB, the better can suck the data. The GSM company now supporting it with you. Okay, man. So I think that's it, man. That's all the time. That's what we share with you. So Saturday, Liberia will be 178 years old. Anybody ask you, say, oh, your country now, your Liberia, what your age? Just tell them 178. Right now, that 177. 177. On Saturday, Liberia will be 178. 178. The oldest country in Africa. They honor Ethiopia. Ethiopia, the Bible days. The Bible days. Yeah, 980. Not even 19. 980. The celebration will take place. Tomorrow, we'll explain the entire itinerary. It means the plan, the whole plan. We'll talk about it on tomorrow. We hope that our president will not fall off again. We hope not to see the ADK saying, drink some water and speak to the people. Or what did he say? Speak to the people? He said, drink some water and go, Did he say? We hope we will not see that. We hope not to see our president being introduced and then walking, leaving the pulpit to go on the other side. We hope we will not see that. I'm saying this because major events, our president will just give the world something to laugh at us. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. We hope that everything is in place. Our president is not loud enough. That is understandable because of his age and health. The people responsible for the PA system, your please, how do I say, you make sure that the PA system, Mr. President's mic, let Mr. President mic be loud because even the unborn children, will stop to listen to Mr. President. Because Mr. President will make some bad news. So let all of us listen to Mr. President. Yeah, we want to understand our president clear. We know that there will be many interruptions, but please, we beg you. We hold your full. You give our president chance. It's not when the president say, we've done this, we're going to do this, when the president take glass or water drink, no, we want nothing. You please give Mr. President chance, so Mr. President will speak well. We want to understand our president because we know that Mr. President will make news because Mr. President makes news for the wrong reason. I see you. The news is on at 6 in just under 30 minutes from now. And then at 6:50, CDC hour with Isiaka Sharif. And then at 8 o'clock, Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, A.B. Williams.